Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for episode 1 of Solarcast. This episode will feature sports analyst I'm better than you and Solar CJ. They will talk about the MLB postseason, NFL, and college football, plus other topics. Let's dive into it. Welcome to this new podcast. This is episode 1 of Solarcast. Sports analyst I'm better than you will be here later. Right now, you're going to just have me, Solar CJ, reviewing the wildcard round. So, the MLB wildcard round just wrapped up, and I'll tell you, it was pretty good. A few of the games were pretty good, but some were blowouts. Some teams didn't deserve to be in this playoffs. And I'm here to say only like one of them didn't deserve to be in the playoff, but let's see. First up, we had the number 5 Miami Marlins versus the number 4 Philadelphia Phillies. Now, what I have to say is the Miami Marlins did not deserve a playoff spot. They did not deserve a playoff spot. It should have been the Diamondbacks here in this spot, and then the Cubs should have been 6th. But, Miami had the worst run differential in all of baseball this season. They didn't even play very well. They were frauds. The Cubs would have stood a chance against the Phillies. Miami Marlins did not. So let's see how the games went. Game 1, the Phillies won 4-1. Now, the Marlins, going into this, I knew the Marlins did not stand a chance, right? The thing was, I didn't know that the Phillies would actually beat them by 3 points. I thought it would be closer of a game. But then we go into game 2. I'm pretty sure Marlins had like a better pitcher on the mound or something like that. 1-7. The difference in this game was a grand slam by the Phillies. Marlins never stood a chance in either of the games. Marlins did not deserve the playoffs. A lot of people are saying that, and it's true. They did not deserve the playoffs. Next up, we had the Arizona Diamondbacks versus Milwaukee Brewers. Now the Diamondbacks were ranked number 6, and the Brewers were ranked 3rd. Now, going into this matchup, I thought, Diamondbacks stood a chance, right? But Milwaukee was gonna beat them. Well, Milwaukee's season just got tossed out the window now. Let's take a look at the stuff. So, Milwaukee jumped out in front in both of these games, right? But the Diamondbacks weathered the storm and they won. I'm pretty sure they had like back-to-back home runs in game 1, or I don't know if it was game 2 or not, but the Diamondbacks are a solid team. The Brewers were a solid team. They got extra talent at the deadline. But the Diamondbacks just outplayed them here. And it sucks to see them go after 2 games. But they got swept by the Diamondbacks. We knew the Diamondbacks were good. It so I have to say basically here. And oh yeah, we have lots to talk about. Number 6 Toronto Blue Jays and number 3 Minnesota Twins. Like you guessed it with the other ones, this was a sweep, right? It was a sweep, yep. But the thing is, game 1 could have been won. You know, there's so many chances the Blue Jays had to leave on base and all that. But yeah, and then I think game two, like what was the Blue Jays doing? Or if it was game 1, I don't remember. But they took out the pitcher. They had a pre-plan before the game to take out a pitcher in the certain round, but he was pitching phenomenally, and they take him out. What is that coach doing? He didn't need to be getting taken out because he had excellent command, excellent everything, execution, all that. Game 1, the Twins won 3-1. Game 2, the Twins won 2-0. Blue Jays offense, what happened? I don't think the Blue Jays really deserve the playoffs that much. They definitely deserved it more than the Marlins, but I think another team like Seattle would have done better. Next up, we had the number 5 Texas Rangers versus number 4 Tampa Bay Rays. Now, going into this matchup, I thought Tampa Bay was the better team, but Texas has gotten better, you know. And so what happened was the Rangers sweep the Rays. So, everything's bigger in Texas. The score's bigger in Texas than Tampa Bay. Both Florida teams get knocked out the first round, you know, insane. 4-0 Rangers win game 1, 7-1 Rangers win game 2. Now, the Rangers pitching staff just had Tampa Bay's number. Their hitters had their number. Corey Seager looking good. But yeah, Tampa Bay could never get like nothing going. Now that we're done talking about the NL and AL wildcard rounds, let's go to our sports analyst. I'm better than you for the NLDS and ALDS series. Take it away. I'm better than you.
All right, so let's just jump right into this, Solar CJ. So, first impressions of these teams, the Texas Rangers have this boring logo with just a baseball, like way too on the nose. But if you go over to this Baltimore Orioles team, they have like this elegantly drawn bird with like a good palette, and it just looks wonderful. So, let's take a look of the stats of both teams, Solar CJ.
Well, from the first thing we know, the Texas Rangers swept the Tampa Bay Rays in the wild card round. But the Rays have been ass all season long, so we can't be putting that on the track. But the Baltimore Orioles were like the second most best team in the whole baseball this season. Yeah.
All
Okay. Yeah.
right, so that sounds like the Baltimore Orioles beat the Texas Rangers in both categories, the presentation and the stats. So it sounds like Texas Rangers are kind of screwed. Let's take a look onto the next matchup.
No, no, not the next matchup yet. We're gonna keep it right here with this matchup because we gotta have the sports analyst epic prediction of all the games. What do you think of
Oh,
game one?
okay. So obviously, Baltimore Orioles are gonna sweep the shit out of Texas Rangers, and the Texas Rangers are gonna lose, and with 0 points.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to disagree with that. I'm better than you because on the mound, starting for the Texas Rangers, I think it's gonna be Nathan Evaldi. He's been pretty good all season long. Also on the
Who's
mound,
that?
he's one of the best pitchers on the team, Nathan Evaldi. Have you not heard of him?
They
I thought you
can't
were a
save him.
sports analyst.
But I analyze the sports. I don't know about the sports. I'm just a very good analyst.
Okay, but I think game one's gonna go to the Orioles because the Orioles have this guy on the mound named Kyle Bradish. Now this guy has been very good all season long. He has put only up a 2.83 ERA. That is really good. The Orioles have been really good and had one less loss in the season than the Braves on the NL.
All right. So now that we've
So the
uh
Orioles are going to take this series 3-1. I think the Texas Rangers lose game 1 and lose game 2. The Rangers win game 3, but the Orioles just smack them hard in game 4.
all
Take it
right,
away for the
yeah. So
second
I think
matchup.
the Orioles are going to take every game. So now that we've gotten our predictions out of the way, let's go to the next matchup.
Yep, yep, yep.
All right. So here we have the Houston Astros versus the Minnesota Twins. So based on the logos, the Minnesota Twins looks like they're trying to copy some other teams, like the Cubs. Little C. Look at that. It's like a clear ripoff. But if we go to the Astros, they have a completely original logo, but both of them look like absolute complete trash. So,
Well,
my prediction is Astros are gonna wipe the floor because Astros have been good before. So, like, I think they're gonna, have the motivation to, take out the Minnesota Twins, and they have the experience of being better.
the Astros might be good, but they had struggled all season long, basically. They just got so lucky at the ending, and the Rangers should have got second place overall, but they didn't. So we
But
have the
this,
Astros and the Twins, but the Twins, it was not a Cubs ripoff. See, I don't know where you got that from. That's the Reds logo right there with a T in the middle of it, like Texas Rangers and Cincinnati Reds. Like, what is that logo? So yeah, based off the logo, the Astros are gonna win, easy. But the Astros are not gonna sweep the Twins because the Twins went off in the wild card round. This guy, I forget his name, he hit 2 home runs in his first two playoff at bats. Now, I think the Twins are gonna win game one 4-0, and then the Astros are gonna smack the shit out of the Twins in game two 10-2. Now the Astros are gonna win game three 1-2, and then the Twins win game four 5-3. But what happens in game five? Let's see what sport analyst I'm better than you has to say.
all right, so I'm taking 1 through 4. The games are going to be going back and forth, and it's going to be, very tense and close. But since the Houston Astros have been struggling and they are just now making it to the playoffs, barely reaching it, it's going to be a good underdogs story. So I think the Astros are going to take game 5, and they're going to be losing at first, but then they're going to start gaining traction, and they're going to sweep the floor with the Twins in the final game.
Well, another thing to note with the Houston Astros, at the trade deadline, they reacquired their pitcher Justin Verlander. Now, Verlander was not pitching very well in the beginning of the season, but um, soon after he was pitching really well. And yeah, that's basically it for this matchup. The Houston Astros are going to win 3-2 in the series and move on to the ALCS. Next matchup.
All right. Let's take it over to the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. So, looking at the logos here, they're both kind of boring and bland, but I think I like the Phillies font more. But just like the Braves having a tomahawk as their logo is way cooler. But I'm gonna have to give the logo to the Phillies because the the Braves don't like good. They use too much red. There's too much red and not enough other colors there. Whereas the Phillies is very balanced. It's got big text in red and a nice blue background with the bell.
So who wins the
Over
logo?
to Solar CJ for the stats.
Okay, we're not going to do the stats. We're going to go with the logos. So the Phillies also have another logo. It's just a capital P in the Phillies. So does that change your answer, buddy?
I mean, all the companies like Twitter and Patreon with these shitty like logos that they're like rebranding to make it more simple. I think Phillies doing that makes it so the Phillies are gonna have to lose this round, even though the Braves logo is like really really bad. Like the Braves is still better than this like little simplified Phillies logo. So gonna have to
Okay.
give it to the Braves.
Well, the Braves, now going on to the stats, the Braves have the best player in the MLB right now, and Ronald Acuna Jr. This man has been going crazy with the hits and stealing bases. He is on another level. This whole Braves team is on a whole nother level. They slugged out the whole MLB, more slugging rate than any team in history. Now, the Braves have all this talent on their team. The Braves have went 104 wins and 58 losses in the season. That gave them a 64% win rate of the whole season. So this is like the best team in baseball. On the other hand, the Phillies were on the uprise. They have Bryce Harper. They have Trey Turner. All those guys. They're insane in the playoffs. And also, Philadelphia is a hell of an environment. All those crazy ass fans, like the Eagles fans, they're crazy. So, and this Philly stadium gets hella loud. So, I think the Braves drop every single game in Philadelphia. Now, what happened last year in the playoffs was the same matchup, and the Phillies were like barely got in the playoffs, and they clapped up the Braves and made it to the World Series to get clapped by the Astros. Now, this year is going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. The Phillies own the Braves. The Braves suck. They might have had all these crazy stats and all this and that, but they're going to get clapped by the Bells right here. And have you not seen that green Phillies little mascot? He's going to suck the Braves, all of them.
I mean, if he's sucking all the Braves, it sounds like he's, sucking up to them because they're going to lose to the Braves, and he's going to want to switch over to be a Braves mascot after this because he's going to be so embarrassed of being on the Phillies. So I think the Braves are going to win all of their matches against the Phillies.
I have to disagree with this. I think the Phillies lose game 1 and 2 because I think they're in Atlanta. Then they win the next 2. And then the third one, I think it goes back to Atlanta, but the Phillies are going to win that. 3-2. Give it to hold it. On to the next matchup.
All right, well, we'll have to see, but let's move on to the next matchup.
Oh man.
All right, so here we have the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Arizona Redbacks. So,
what is the Redbacks? Dodgers. What are the Redbacks? Sports analyst, what are the Redbacks?
I meant to say Diamondbacks. I was focused too much on the logo because the Arizona Diamondbacks logo is so sexy and so good. But look at the Dodgers
almost
logo.
Like you.
It looks trash. It looks like Kaden's hairline. Like it's going so far up, and it's like it's just too much. Like where's the shapes and stuff? It's just these lines and a baseball, and then this dumb font which they clearly stole from like the Cardinals with this like fancy text and stuff. It's kind of a waste of time. So like the Arizona Diamondbacks, you already know it's them. All they need is one letter. With the Dodgers, they gotta spell it out for you because a baseball is a little bit too much of a boring option for a baseball team. So they had to spell out which team they were. So based on the logos alone, I'd give the win to Arizona Diamondbacks by a landslide. But let's look at the stats first.
Okay, so the Dodgers were the third best team in baseball this year with 100 wins and 62 losses. That's a 61.7 win percentage of all their games. Now, on the other hand, the Diamondbacks, they were only a 52% win percentage the whole season. And they barely snuck into the wild card round above the Cubs by a game. So, now that we're done with that, let's see how the teams match up in the players. Well, the Dodgers have Will Smith and Freddie Freeman. They have been hot all year long. They also have Max Muncy, the elite third baseman. I think he's been playing first base sometime too. They also have Mookie Betts, an elite outfielder, and Chris Taylor. And they also have a guy from the Cubs World Series win, Jason Hayward, on their team. Now, if we look at the Arizona Diamondbacks, they're not that special. That's their win rate of the season shows it. They have some guy named Christian Walker, like that sounds like the most basic name ever. They also have this guy named Ketel Marte. Is he like some kettle chips? Like what? Then they have Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Buddy, you're a junior. You suck. Get out of here. And yeah, like Geraldo Perdomo. Like who's that? Corbin Carroll. That sounds like Baskin Robbins or something. Like that little ice cream shop. They also have Tommy Pham from the St. Louis Cardinals, so he's pretty good, you know. But yeah, now let's see the
So,
pitchers. The pitchers real fast. The pitchers for the for the Diamondbacks are pretty good. They have Zach Gallen, um, and I forget the other ones, but they aren't as good as Zach Gallen. But on the Dodgers, they have Clayton Kershaw, a very good pitcher with a 2.46 ERA and 13 wins and 5 losses on the season. They also have Julio Urias, who has 11 wins on the season and an ERA of 4.60. That's not very good, but he's been pretty solid. They also have um, Tony Gonsolin and Noah Syndergaard.
all right, but what you got to keep in mind, just like the Houston Astros, this is the perfect setup for an underdogs coming in and sweeping the Dodgers, even though Dodgers have this epic lineup. You know, what was his name? Christian Walker. He might sound like a boring guy, but he might have the heart that the Dodgers players do not, and they're gonna have more determination to win because everyone's looking down on them, but they're gonna punch up and they're gonna fight their way up and end up winning. I think it will be a close matchup, but I think they will end up taking the games.
Well, the only thing that's going to be a close matchup is Kaden and this Jack kid. That's the only close thing you'll ever get. But the Diamondbacks suck. They're going to get swept by the Dodgers. No questions asked. That's it with the matchups. Now that we went through the baseball, we got to look at NFL Week 5. Now, Week 5 has some pretty juicy matchups in here. Almost as juicy as that Jack kid. Now, let's see. The Bears versus Commanders already happened. Well, the Bears somehow destroyed the Commanders. Very, very weird. I thought the Bears were going to go 0-5 to start the season, but the Bears became like some wizards out there versus the Commanders.
Well, you see, the reason for that is that the Commanders suck, dude. First, they get beat down by cancel culture, and don't have any balls to fight back against this cancel culture. So of course they're gonna lose to the Bears, even though the Bears suck. They're better than these little box Commanders when they're supposed to be the Washington Redskins. They changed their name to the Commanders. Like no one even knows who they are anymore. They might as well not even be a football team anymore. But let's go on to the next matchup.
Before we go on to the next matchup, you talked about sucking. I heard that you like to suck things a lot too. I'm better than you.
Well, I would know from experience with watching you.
Whoa! Okay, next matchup now. We're gonna go to the Panthers versus the Lions. Now, what I
So
think about this
Kaden's team,
is the Panthers suck ass. The Panthers are going to go 0-5, something the Bears couldn't do.
I heard that Kaden, loves sucking, and that's why he's a Panthers fan.
Oh yeah, he is a Panthers fan. That is very true. The Lions and Jared Goff are gonna destroy the Panthers because the Lions are the most superior animal to a panther. Okay, let's go on to the Jets versus Broncos now. Both of these teams suck ass. They both literally are dog water. Like that Russell Wilson guy, once he left Seattle, he starts sucking with the Broncos. And the Jets, what happened to Aaron Rodgers? How do you get injured in your first game with them? So, this is like a very difficult matchup, but the Broncos are somehow going to beat the Jets because the Jets are just that garbage. Sports analyst.
What Solar CJ said.
But like you got to elaborate on that now.
Elaborate on these nuts.
Oh, I like to do that. Now, let's go to the Jaguars versus the Bills. Now, the Bills, don't get me started on these guys are overhyped. Overhyped. Like so overhyped you won't even know. On the other hand, the Jaguars are underrated. Last year, they did pretty good. But this year, they're complete garbage. What happened to them? They were decent last year. This year, they suck. The Bills, on the other hand, last week beat a Miami team that beat the Broncos by 50 points. So, the Bills are going to take this matchup.
No, I would have to disagree with that though, because the Jaguars kind of have a sleeper build. They might be not the best at times, but when it's important, they're gonna come in and they're gonna take this game because they're gonna have the motivation. Just like when they carried Kaylee in the Madden NFL game, they're gonna have to carry right here. So let's go on to the next matchup: the Texans versus the Falcons.
Well, this is another pretty trash matchup. The Texans, garbage, but their quarterback's C.J. Stroud has been immaculate. The Falcons, on the other hand, I don't even know who their quarterback is. This is the reason why the Texans are going to win. The Texans are pretty good, but they're not. The offensive line sucks, but the Falcons suck even more. Like, imagine having a trashed bird as your logo. They say everything's bigger than Texas. These nuts are bigger than Texas. The Texans win.
All right, I'm gonna have to agree with that because the Falcons haven't been looking too good. I think that loss to the Patriots during the Super Bowl must have hurt their ego.
I think that was a few years ago, buddy.
Yeah, 2016, buddy.
Yeah, I think they've been on a downfall ever since then.
Mm-hmm.
Next
Chiefs
matchup.
versus the Vikings.
Yes, the Chiefs versus the Vikings. How do you lose your first game of the season, Chiefs? Like, you should have easily won that. But on the other hand, Kirk Cousins suck. Kirk Cousins sucks. Dude, Vikings out the window. Taylor Swift is about to be in the box for Travis Kelce and the Chiefs. Fat bastard, he's gonna like this. Patrick Mahomes throwing it to Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift is gonna be singing a song about it. Chiefs win this game 42-0. Vikings suck. The only good thing on the team is Justin Jefferson.
I don't really have an opinion on this one, but I'll root for the Vikings just because Solar CJ just wants to fuck them so hard right now and talk shit about them. So I'll say Vikings are gonna win this one.
Well, the song power of Taylor Swift is gonna carry the Chiefs, so I have to disagree with that. Now we have the Saints versus the Patriots next, and let's see what analyst I'm better than you has to say first.
All right, so Patriots, they lost their boy Tom Brady. Wait, I have a question. I might be able to analyze this, but I need the stats. Didn't Tom Brady switch over to the Saints?
No, Tom Brady switched over to Tampa Bay Buccaneers and played there for I think 2 seasons, and he won a Super Bowl there with his buddy Gronk.
And then
Now he's
did he
retired
retire
now.
yet?
He's retired now.
Okay. All right. So then, Patriots. Wait. Are there any? Wait. Is Gronk still on the Patriots?
No, they both retired.
Oh, okay. They both retired. Is any of their good players from their Super Bowl team or any of the good players still there?
To be honest, I don't watch the Patriots. I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm not a Saints fan. But all I have to say is the Patriots have the Alabama quarterback, Mac Jones, and they still have Bill Belichick as the coach.
All right. So that means that the Patriots are going to win, and then the quarterback is going to go celebrate with his sister. Don't ask me how.
Whoa! I heard you do that too. The Patriots are gonna win, though.
Okay, buddy. I'm quitting the podcast. You're done.
No. We'll cut
You
it
better
out.
cut that part out. You listen to me. You better cut that part out, or else I'm gonna do some things to you.
Okay, let's know, dude. Next up, we have the Giants versus the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins are gonna.
What was that?
It was a dolphin. They're gonna destroy the Giants. The Giants suck this year. They suck even more than Kaden sucks. The Dolphins are gonna literally destroy the Giants like they destroyed the Broncos in week 3.
It's gonna be overkill too because the Dolphins carried Kaylee and Madden NFL just like those little Jaguars did. and even harder than the Jaguars did. So Dolphins are definitely destroying the Giants. So next up, we got the Cowboys versus the 99ers. Uncle James's team
99ers?
versus Ida's.
What is the 99ers?
I said 49ers, bud.
Okay, you said 49ers. Okay.
The true name of the team, though, is Aunt Ida's team. And Aunt Ida does not know about football because these 49ers suck worse than Uncle John's team, the Steelers. So, Uncle James, the Cowboys, they still have Patrick Mahomes. They're going to be taking the win, even though Patrick Mahomes has been selling recently. They're going to be taking this win here.
I don't know where you got Patrick Mahomes from, but Patrick Mahomes is...
Hey, wait. What's his name?
The quarterback's name on the Cowboys is Dak Prescott, not no Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, but I was knowing that, but I got mixed up with the Chiefs. So I'm just gonna say Dak Prescott, and you're gonna be you better be putting it over the Patrick Mahomes. So I'll just say Dak Prescott a couple of times.
No, this is too late for the cut now, dude. Too late for that.
All right. Next team.
No. We didn't get my review yet, buddy.
Buddy, we don't need your review. The Cowboys are sweeping the floor.
No. You don't know any stats. You're like back in the 1950s.
You're going to defend the 49ers.
The 49ers are one of two undefeated teams still.
Yeah,
the Eagles and the 49ers are undefeated. On the other hand, the Cowboys are always all hopeful in the beginning of the season, and then they suck. They legit suck. How do you lose? Like, you're supposed to be good this year, Cowboys. You suck. You're not. You're going to get demoted. You're not a Cowboy anymore. You're going to be a cowgirl, buddy. 49ers win.
Wow,
the team wins.
Solar CJ's sexism coming out on full display. That's crazy. Let's take a look on the next team. Titans versus the Colts. I don't really have an opinion for this one, so let's go over to Solar CJ for his opinion on Titans versus the Colts.
Well, the Titans have like a T and a fireball as their logo, and the Colts only have like a horseshoe. So obviously the Titans are going to win this. And anyways, the Titans are a better team this year than the Colts. Like, imagine naming yourself off a horse. Titans are going to, boom, kill you. Because they're Titans. They're just Titans.
No, I can't argue with that. I cannot argue with that.
Bengals versus Cardinals now.
All right, so the Cardinals kind of suck, dude. You aren't the baseball Cardinals. You're the NFL Cardinals. You're absolute trash. The Bengals, on the other hand, are incredible. They're amazing. I think they almost won the Super Bowl. I don't remember if they did because I stopped watching that Super Bowl. But, like, at the same time, they're kind of known for not being very good. But, like, I think they've been getting better, and they've been, like, getting a better lineup over the years. And, they're my favorite team until they got rid of my two favorite players. But they'll still be, like, my favorite team in my heart. So I think they'll take the win against the Cardinals.
Well, so you see, the Bengals were really good the past 2 years. Now, they made it to the Super Bowl versus the Rams, but the Rams somehow won. I thought the Bengals had that in the bag, but they didn't. Fast forward to last year, they played in the I forget the division, but the semifinals, the Bengals versus the Chiefs. The Chiefs won by a field goal. Insane. I think it was by a field goal. We're out here with the makeshift stats in my head, but but this year the Bengals suck. Like, I don't know where all their talent went. Did Joe Burrow get like unmentally motivated or something because like he got a big contract, so now he's gonna stop playing as well? On the other hand, the Cardinals are mid. They always been a mid team. They're not gonna make the playoffs. They get carried by a few players. Now, the Bengals, I think, are going to turn their season around, though. Jamar Chase has insane. Joe Burrow better be picking up his pace, and the Bengals will win this matchup. The Bengals should win out the rest of the year besides a couple games, Next up, the Packers versus the Raiders. Now, what I have to say about this, the Packers suck, okay? You traded away, like, the best quarterback you had in a while. But the Raiders suck even more. The Packers are going to win. I think the Packers quarterback is like Jordan Love or something. Well, I don't love how he plays. Let's see how I'm better than you has to say.
All right, I'm gonna say here, Packers definitely gonna win. I don't think the Raiders ever had a chance. And once again, their logo is ass, dude. Like it's just like a weird looking lightning bolt. It doesn't even look good. So
I don't. It's
Packers
not a.
definitely gonna take the win.
It's not a lightning bolt. That's the Chargers.
Dude, this is the Raiders are the ones.
It's a
Don't
black
they
and
have
white
like
logo. Black and white logo.
aren't they like the Pirates again? Like how the Buccaneers are pirates? The
I think
Raiders
it's
are just more pirates.
something like that. But I heard Kaden hates this team a lot because it has the color black in it.
You know, I might have to agree with him there.
Okay, next matchup: Ravens versus Steelers. Now, I don't know what that little Uncle John's smoking, but the Steelers always have sucked. They might have shown a little hope here and there. They might be getting good talent players, but their coaching staff sucks. What's that black coach guy's name? I don't even know. He's like one of the worst coach. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. The Ravens, on the other hand, are always getting injured. Like they're making the playoffs and they get injured. Lamar Jackson, I think is his name, sucks. But he's pretty good. But I'm gonna have to take the Ravens because the Steelers just suck more.
All right.
Sports analyst.
I'm analyzing this matchup real quick. I'm gonna have to say, Uncle John's team. Uncle John never lies. The Steelers are amazing, dude. They're gonna clap up the Ravens, even though the Steelers suck ass. You know, the Ravens are kind of bad too. So I think the Steelers might have the chance. So I'm gonna just say, uh, I'll just predict the Steelers just because it could happen, but it's probably not going to. The
Well,
Ravens are
well,
probably gonna win.
well. The Ravens are gonna steal that win right from the Steelers. Next matchup: Eagles versus the Rams.
Oh, Rams easily. Eagles, they might have had that one Super Bowl they won, but the Rams are not going to let that slide. The Rams are the best team. They didn't betray me getting rid of the best players like the Bengals did. The Rams were, just like, and they have some good running backs. I think the Rams are going to take the win from the
Well,
Eagles.
I'm gonna have to disagree with this. The Rams might have beat the Seahawks in Week 1, but the Seahawks were like just getting it all together, and they have gone undefeated ever since that. The Seahawks don't play this week, but next week they're gonna come out and beat whatever team, I forget who they play. But the Eagles, on the other hand, the Eagles are like insane. They're on another level. Just like the 49ers, the Eagles are the second only undefeated team this season. The only two left. Now, the Eagles are going to beat the Rams. They got Jalen Hurts as the quarterback. That guy was from Alabama. Um, they also have what's that receiver name from Alabama? They also have that one receiver guy, and they also have that one guy on defense. They have a lot of one guys. They also have Travis Kelce's brother as the center on the one that snaps the ball, Jason Kelce. Now the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Well, there's also a duo on the Eagles, Swift and Kelce. So we'll see about that. But the Eagles are clearly winning this match. Jack has gotten into a lot of drugs recently, so he likes the Rams for
I
some
heard you
reason.
were smoking last night because I don't understand how you could ever think the Eagles are going to beat the Rams.
Okay, next matchup. So I think that's it. We're back at here with it. Now we're going into college football week 6. This starts tomorrow, and let's see the matchups. First, we have the Colorado Buffaloes versus Arizona State. Now, the Buffaloes have been showing really good 3 wins of the first season. That Deion Sanders effect is in full effect. But Arizona State has been pretty decent. But the Buffaloes just barely lost to USC last week, and USC is ranked 9. Now, the Buffaloes got destroyed by Oregon, though. But the Buffaloes take this one. Sports analyst, what do you have to say?
Arizona State's always solid, and Buffalo's haven't heard their name much, so I'm gonna have to go with Arizona State.
Okay. Now we got Maryland versus number 4 Ohio State. Now, Ohio State somehow is overrated every year. Overrated. Yeah. But Maryland, He's the quarterback from the Dolphins' brother. Tulip Tagovailoa or something like that. But Maryland sucks. There might be 5-0, but they suck. So Ohio State's gonna somehow win this, and then I think they're gonna get pushed up to number 3 this week.
See, I want Ohio State to lose because their fans are a bunch of crybabies. But I don't know much about Maryland, but so I'm gonna predict Ohio State is gonna win. But I hope Maryland beats them.
Okay, now we have UCLA versus Washington State. Now, Washington State is a really solid team, but UCLA is also a solid team. But Washington State is gonna take this bag easy.
I agree with that, but I think UCLA will take the win because cut this part out. No, because just say UCLA is gonna win. All right, next on to the next one. We got Wyoming versus. Wait.
No. The sports
No.
analyst has no idea what he's talking
Wait.
about.
You just say it. You just say it. I don't know how to pronounce that.
But we're gonna go to Syracuse versus UNC. Now, UNC has been pretty decent. Syracuse just now. UNC is gonna win this easily. So yeah, sports analyst.
I'm running the numbers in my head, dude, and I'm analyzing that UNC will win.
Okay, next matchup: Virginia Tech versus Florida State University. Now, FSU is incredible. I don't understand how they're ranked only 5th. They should be ranked 3rd right now. Like, yeah, 3rd. I have Michigan at 1, Texas at 2, and FSU at 3. Georgia can go all the way down to 4th place. Now, Ohio State, I don't know where they're at, but FSU wins this, takes the bag easy. Virginia Tech sucks. Virginia Tech will never be good. FSU wins.
See, I think Virginia Tech, I've heard their name a lot, but I have to go with Florida State University because I think people from Florida are just built different. Like Virginia Tech doesn't stand a chance.
Okay. Next up, we have Minnesota versus Michigan. There's no talking here. Michigan's going to win.
I'm going to have to agree with that. Next up, we have Georgia Tech versus Miami, Florida. Now, as much as I love Florida, we're going to have to go with Georgia Tech because, they're just better.
Well, so you see, Georgia Tech is a wannabe Georgia, the number 1 team right now, apparently, in the whole college football. But, Georgia Tech can get out of here. Miami, Florida is on a whole nother level.
Wait.
The Hurricanes.
I'm going to have to take back. I've incorrectly analyzed the teams here, and I thought Georgia Tech were the Georgia Bulldogs. So I'm going to have to revoke my statement and say Miami, Florida is going to win.
Yes, the Hurricanes are definitely going to win this. Now we go to Wyoming versus Francisco State. So you see,
I think is that Fresno State?
Oh, Fresno State, my bad. But Fresno State's gonna beat Wyoming. Wyoming's like some no-name team. Fresno State's number 24. I'm gonna just have to give them the win based on their ranking.
All right, I might have to agree with that. So now on to California versus Oregon State. I think Oregon State might have to give the win to them because California, dude, unoriginal name. You're just saying California. Like, come on now.
Well, yeah, I have to disagree with this, dude. Oregon State, I don't know how they're ranked number 15, but California looking pretty decent all season long. Give Cal the win right here. Next matchup though, Arizona versus USC. Now, Caleb Williams is arguably like the best quarterback in the whole college football this year. On the other hand, Arizona has been putting up fights in all their matches against their teams. Now, what I have to say though is USC has the best offense in the whole college football, but their defense is trash. Like a high school team could beat that defense. I don't understand how USC is not they didn't get a loss yet. How are they undefeated? But the easy USC win here. Arizona's a no-name team, really. I just have USC winning by like 20 points.
All right, I'll have to agree with that one too.
Okay, now we go on to the good matchups right here of week 6. We're going to start it off with number 25, Louisville, versus number 10, Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish are going to fight the Birds right here. Now, these are a rip-off Cardinals, dude. A rip-off Cardinals from the NFL, dude. Now, like a Cardinal, Bird, whatever, Louisville. You know what I'm saying? Louisville's number 25, Notre Dame's number 10. The Irish are looking solid. They only lost to Ohio State by like 6 points, like on the last second of the game. They didn't have all their players out on the field, which was garbage. But Notre Dame's gonna win this. Easy. Nothing much to
I'm
say.
gonna have to agree with that because Notre Dame they're just built different. Louisville doesn't stand a chance, or Louisville, however you say it. All right, next up we got Arkansas versus Ole Miss.
Oh,
So
this
just
is.
based on the names, Ole Miss, dude, like what kind of name is that? I'm gonna have to go with Arkansas.
Oh well, you're mistaken. Ole Miss might have a good offense, but Arkansas has the better quarterback in KJ Jefferson. Now, Ole Miss's quarterback, Jackson Dart, is mid. You know, Ole Miss was highly talked about, this high scoring team, but when they faced Alabama's defense, they just got shut down. Arkansas, bacon bits, whatever you want to call them, they're going to beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss is too old for this game. Get them out of here. Arkansas wins. Next up, we have number 23, LSU versus number 21, Mizzou. Now, this is a good matchup. Tiger versus Tiger. LSU has the better quarterback, I think, in Jaden Daniels. LSU has been looking solid all year. They only have one loss on the year, and it was to Florida State University. Now, Mizzou is undefeated. They're currently ranked number 1 in their division over Georgia, but it doesn't show in the power rankings here. So, Mizzou gets the win by 3 points, I say, in overtime. Yep.
I'm gonna have to ask a question here.
Yep.
Is Mizzou, Missouri?
Yes, it is.
So they clearly have the better logo. So I'm gonna have to say Missouri is gonna take the win. But going back to the last matchup, I said Arkansas, and you said I'm gonna have to disagree, and then you said Arkansas is gonna win. So you did not disagree, dude. I had the right prediction from the beginning.
Well, okay. Well, so you see, now we're
All
going to
right,
move on to Kentucky.
next teams we have Kentucky versus Georgia, and Georgia Bulldogs, my favorite team, and they're gonna wipe the floor, dude. They're gonna win. They're just gonna beat the shit out of Kentucky. Colonel Sanders doesn't have nothing on the Georgia Bulldogs.
I'm going to have to disagree with this. Georgia, despite their number 1 overall ranking, has been trash all season. This number 1 by them, I don't think it should be deserved there. They should be at least number 4. Kentucky is undefeated. They're pretty good. Georgia's undefeated. Decent, mid, you can call them that. But Georgia's quarterback just is like not good. Um, kind of like Alabama's quarterback. But Georgia, their defense always shows up. Kentucky likes to run the ball a lot. Georgia has like a top defense in the run game. I'm gonna have to go with Georgia wins this game, but Kentucky puts up a big fight. The Wildcats are scratching the dogs, dude. Just like in the Wild.
Well, it sounds to me like Georgia has been made to kill Kentucky. They have good defense against the running plays, and Kentucky, all they got going for them is the running plays. So I don't think Kentucky is even going to put up a good fight. They're going to get squashed. But
Okay.
let's take it to the next teams: Texas A&M versus Alabama. I would say Texas A&M because they're the better team, but I might have to go with Alabama just for that Alabama gave us that great song "Sweet Home Alabama," so I'm gonna have to go with them.
Yeah, I heard that Sweet Home Alabama song is playing a lot in your household. But Texas A&M has been putting up a fight 3 years in a row. Last year, Alabama barely escaped Texas A&M. Jalen Milroe came in for Bryce Young at quarterback because Bryce Young's arm got hurt. He was injured for a little bit. But Jalen Milroe somehow won the game by barely. A&M almost won the game. Now, the year before that we lost. It was in their stadium. Again, this year it's in their stadium, I'm pretty sure. Alabama, they're a run team right now. Their defense is lockdown defense. It's got to be one of the top ones in the country. A&M, they could get something going maybe, but I just don't see them scoring more than 20 points on Alabama, and I see Alabama scoring at least 30 points on A&M with their epic run game. Jalen Milroe sucks at passing, but you know what it is.
Next matchup, we got Oklahoma versus Texas. So I'm just gonna say it. Texas is gonna win. I'm just gonna say it. They're number 3 overall. Like, they're just gonna beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma doesn't stand a chance.
Okay, but you gotta hear me out. Both of them are undefeated, 5-0 this season. Oklahoma has played nobody teams basically. Texas has played some nobody teams, but the one win on Texas's schedule that shows out is the win against Alabama. They somehow beat Alabama in Alabama. Now that just does not come easy. But this matchup is going to be very close, I think. Texas pulls it out in the end, though. I don't know where they pull it out from, but they win by 7 points. Me. What did you have to say?
Next topic. All right.
Okay, I think this is it for this topic. Next topic, we have Kaden at the Park. Now, we went to the park last week. You know what I'm saying? I think it was last Sunday. Well, so you see,
yep.
Kaden pulls up when I'm playing baseball. So he sees me hitting these baseballs.
Very good with handling balls, and he was doing that at the time of Caden's arrival.
Yes, but so basically, Kaden pulls up in the car. I think Kaden has like a little mustache now. We have to talk about this. Like, I saw some little mustache hair growing on there. And last time I saw him, he was taller now.
So he might have finally started hitting puberty after like a billion years.
Yes. But basically, what happened after he came to the park and saw me playing with the balls, he started playing with them too. Very insane. But he thought he could get a hit off me. He was hitting the balls pretty well. He must be handling them right, but he doesn't know how to throw a ball. And basically, I hit like a home run off him. Basically, it would have been a home run. Next up, though, he got bored of baseball, so he wanted to play some football. Surprising, another ball. He's pretty good at football. You cut out there.
I said, I'm not jumping in yet.
Oh, you're not jumping in? Okay. So, basically, we started playing football, throwing the ball back and forth at first. Okay, then we started running routes. So, we were running some routes. We're doing pretty good. Then we decided it's a good idea to act like Jack. So, we start running these routes like Jack, getting mad at the other person for throwing a ball perfectly fine, but Jack stopped running. Very annoying. And then we got him throwing the ball in the wrong place when the other dude's running the route. This
is interesting. This is interesting considering I've never been throwing footballs with you guys before, and we've only played basketball in the past. So, anyways, and this is around the time when I actually show up and I throw a perfect pass to Kaden or to Caleb. I don't remember which one. It was right in front of their face, and they're looking behind, not catching the ball, not running after the ball, like they do not have any clue how to play football.
Actually, what happened there?
Stare at the quarterback while running when he throws a perfect arc right over your head, right into your hands, and you do not catch it.
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with that because actually, I was playing defense on him and I batted the ball away from him.
That was only the first one, though. But the second one, He could have
well,
easily grabbed it,
I
and he
wasn't
just
there for the
didn't.
second one. Because what happens
Well,
next
we
is
don't
very
talk about the second
shocking.
one.
Because then this little Jack Bucko decides to steal my hat. And then what happens is he passes it to this Kaden kid. And then Kaden starts running down the alleyway, but I catch up into him and tackle him.
But I had forgotten to pull out the camera to record this epic, event. So I pull out the camera and, we start chasing him across, but he is too fast. I think he had taken some steroids or something. So he makes it all the way, and, Caleb starts to stop running. I keep on chasing after him, and then I'm caught on camera, not catching up to him and falling down because I got a cramp. And it looks like he juked the shit and broke my ankles. So, that happened.
Okay. We also gotta compliment Fat Basti's recording skills. Despite being
Yes,
fat,
putting
she
the
kinda
camera
ran.
down at the worst possible times and not taking it and being slow.
Okay, but next up we have while Jack is walking back, this little CJ Bucko decides to tackle Jack. Whoa, he
In the
jumped.
worst form possible, it was no tackle. I'm sitting on the ground, tired, trying to catch my breath, and he comes up from behind, grabs on my neck, and yanks me down by my neck. And somehow my neck doesn't get hurt, but somehow injures his nuts. Playing
Okay,
with the balls with Kaden was too much for him. It must have weakened his nuts.
well, so you see, he threw the ball at my nuts earlier. But what happens next is this Caden kid decides to go in bushes. Like, does he live in the wilderness? Is he still practicing like he's in the jungle? Like, is he the guy from the Jungle Book or something? Like, I think he
He
needs to
turned
get
into
back to his
Tarzan,
rainforest.
and Jack and Caleb. Well, no, this is too late. First, we gotta talk about Caleb trying to climb the tree and failing to do so.
So you see, buddy, that tree was unclimbable.
And then Caleb thinks it will be funny to start pouring water on people. So then he gets some payback. Jack gets some payback on Caleb for thinking it would be funny to pour water all over him. And then he goes and gets payback against Kaden too.
Well, so you see, that was
So,
Caden's idea to throw the water on you. I just went along with that.
all right. Well, anyways, flashback to back when we were talking about the forest. Jack and Caleb decide to start doing some baseball practice and, hitting the target behind the trees. But, Caden is camping just like he does in the Fortnite arena mode. He's bush camping right behind the trees so we cannot hit him unless we win in. So eventually, he comes out. He probably got poison ivy or something. So eventually he comes out and starts running the opposite direction, past behind the park with the swings, and and walking into the street. And people probably think he's like a weirdo or something, just running around like a crazy person. And then he goes and hides in the bushes over there too. So, but he finally comes out of hiding when his dad calls him to leave, and Jack sneaks up and comes up from behind. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
I
whoa,
heard
whoa!
that he
And then
likes coming up from behind. He was doing it last night to him, too.
right after Caleb shower with someone who's in his house with him.
Okay, next topic.
No,
So
no, 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 no. We're not done, dude. We finally get the camera recording, and that will be in a new video coming out soon on my channel.
yeah, go check it out on I'm Better Than You. That's IMBETTA DENU.
DENU.
Now, but we forgot something, dude. He finally runs because it's time to go, but he doesn't make it to the car in time and he runs into a tackle. Fat Basti somehow got the recording on. I'm very
Yep.
surprised. But then this Solar CJ kid had to do a WWE move on him. But he didn't want him to get injured, so he slowed down the fall. Because if he didn't, his head would have slammed on the ground.
Caleb finally turned into his mentor, The Undertaker.
And I heard Kaden got undertaken by some person named Sandy.
Oh man, I heard it. I heard that too. I think it was from a reliable source. All right, on to the next topic. Solar CJ is making a new Fortnite map. This is going to be very wild, very, hype. Everyone's hyped for this. So, let's hear his opinion, or not his opinion. Let's hear his his information that he can give us the exclusive scoop on, what's going to be in this Fortnite map.
Well, so you see, this Fortnite map's probably not going to be done till the end of the year. It's nowhere near done, but it started off to be a strange Stranger Things map. Running up that
Sounds good.
hill, be running up that building, because like Caden liked that song so much, so I just like, let me do that song in a map and like be running away from that Vecna creature. But no, that
All
did not
right.
turn out.
So basically they made an entire map to spoil Stranger Things for Kaylee even more.
But what happened next is Fat Basti started helping me out make the upside down. But then I thought, what if you went in the portal and it transferred you into Barbie's world? You know?
Ooh.
So, you're gonna become a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. You're gonna meet Barbie and do something sus. But next up in the map
What?
is gonna
What?
once you get
What are
done
you doing
doing
to Barbie?
once you do some sus stuff with the Barbie, then you get
Dude,
transported
Barbie
to
is
the
supposed to be
Mario
family
Pie.
friendly. Life is supposed to be plastic, and you're over here trying to make it fantastic.
Well, life is always fantastic when you're plastic, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we're gonna get transported into the Mario world. Now, Mario World is not done.
Aye, spoilers! Too many spoilers! Wait, are there any more worlds?
Yes, there will be more worlds, but they have not been
No, okay,
decided.
do not tell me about the other worlds. Okay, just tell me about Mario World and then leave it
Well,
at that.
yeah, so Mario World is not even done yet, but we're working in the works on this. Fat Basti might be coming in there to help me, but
All right, I have an idea. I have an idea on a world you should add if you have time. For like one of the final worlds, you should add the Oppenheimer world to go along with the Barbie one.
well, so you see, I'm not making no Oppenheimer world because Oppenheimer was a mid movie. You know what I'm saying? Barbie was just like, I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. You know what I'm
All right,
saying?
then you have to at least include. Let's see here. Mm, 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 how about how about a Rocket League world?
Well, you're gonna be hyped when you see what is coming out next in the maps. I'm gonna just let you guys know it's insane. I don't know. There's not gonna be a map code till next year though, when I get my Fortnite creator code. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe to this podcast so I can get a Fortnite creator code. This is the most hype podcast you're gonna ever get. Now we're gonna end on some
Also,
facts.
wait.
A fun fact.
No. Before we end the podcast, though, make sure once Solar CJ gets his creator code to put it into your Fortnite account, so then you can transfer some of your V Bucks to him.
Okay, do you have a sus joke, Jack? Or I'm better than you? I mean,
All right, so two guys walk into a bar, right? You ready for the punchline?
yeah.
But one is named Kaden and one is named Justice, and it's a gay bar. And it's not even a bar, it's only a pool. They're walking into a bar, but it's flipped the other way. So now it's a pool, and it's actually just Justice's apartment with his stripper pool right in the middle of his
Okay. Okay, I
kitchen.
think we're done with this sus joke. It's way too sus. Now listen up though. We have some fun facts and we got to get this Jack's idea on them. So,
All right,
the
let's hear him.
basically, the first fun fact is Australia is wider than the moon. What do you have to say about this?
Australia is wider than. Is wider or whiter?
Wider, wider.
So Australia. See, I would say the moon is bigger, but Australia is, is holding like some incredibly large, creatures. Like they have the biggest, like everything, dude. There's like, I think that must be where the megalodons are from, and they have like the giant, I bet Cthulhu even lives. Like that's
Yeah.
just an average day. It's
Mhm.
kind of like Ohio, but it's an entire continent of just insanely big creatures. So obviously it's gotta hold them. So like, and the moon is like tiny, dude. Like
Uh-huh.
you could probably like walk around the moon, pretty fast.
Okay. But did you know the the continent that has the biggest animals is Africa?
What do you mean by animals? What are you trying to say there?
Buddy, like the little savannas. Okay,
Is there
next.
is there any specific creature in the savannah in Africa that you're referring to?
Saminamina, hey, waka, waka, hey.
Whoa! 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 All
Okay,
right, next fact, dude. This is getting way too racist.
headphones can increase the bacteria in your ears.
Wait, what? Oh, headphones?
Yeah.
Mm, well, obviously yes, because it'd be like keeping the earwax in them, and then like if you like take a shower, dude, it'll be putting earwax back in your ear when you put
Okay,
in the headphones.
we have another epic fun fact that Jack is not gonna like. Avocados are not vegetables. So you see, avocados are actually fruits because they are single-seeded berries.
Go up to anyone and ask them if an avocado is a berry. Like you're just gonna get they're gonna look at you like you're an idiot. They might technically be one, but like in our hearts, we all know it's really a vegetable because like it's green. It's just got that vegetable quality to it. And like outside, you're not gonna. You can take like a bite of a blueberry with skin, and like an apple with skin, but no one is sitting there eating an avocado with the skin, dude. Just like a potato. So like it's a vegetable. Like, let's all be honest here. Don't lie to yourself. It might have the single seed in there, but it's clearly a vegetable.
Okay, now we're gonna end off on this pretty sus fact, but it's also a pretty fun fact too. Did you
I
know?
love fun facts.
Did you know we are all more creative when we're in the shower?
I bet I would say like you and Kaden are pretty creative.
Well,
When you put your minds together.
yes,
So I think that might be where we have to leave it off.
but we have to say that we have to go to the facts. A study in the University of Tulsa has said that have you ever felt like you think better in a warm shower? Well, that is possibly true because it activates some brain things in your brain to think. Well, have you ever thought to punch the water when you're in the shower? Your intrusive thoughts come in your mind right there, it says.
I love
So
when things come in me.
we're gonna end it off on the podcast now. See you next week on Solar Cast, where the 1 and the 2 are the 3 and the 4, and we might have Fat Basti on here next week. We'll see. Next matchup now, though. We got
Before we
Oklahoma.
go on to the next matchup, I have something to say. So you see, Sweet Home Alabama has been scientifically proven to, be popular with people undergoing some knee surgery. So I heard it's very popular in the John household. And on top of that, um, I heard it's played like the most in the Michelin household with Uncle Steve and Caden and Justice all together.
Well, Sweet Home Alabama originated from Alabama, but like,
And who lives the closest to Alabama?
I'm gonna have
Not
to say,
me.
where you live is lower down in the state, so you're closer.
No, but we know Kaden came directly from there because he was born there. He sprouted out the ground in Alabama, and that's why he acts so sus. So we're gonna
Okay.
have to say, and his brother is gay, and his dad says some suspicious stuff straight into his mic. So I'm gonna
Okay.
have to say and take it here and say Sweet Home Alabama must be originating from Caden's place of origin.
Okay.
All right,
Next up,
next.
let's go to our sports analyst. I'm better than you for the NLDS and ALDS series.
All
Where
right,
are
so
you at,
let's
buddy?
just jump. You
Hi,
cut me off.
dude. Listen up. It delayed it.
Restart.
No, I gotta call your name. So you're gonna be quiet, and then after I say where you're at, you're gonna or whatever I say, then you start talking.
Okay.
I'm be like, okay, yeah.